So hello students, welcome to SciMath videos. So today what I am doing is about social. So this is the first time I am doing any video for the social. I am not a social teacher, but I have a general idea of social. It is all about minimum common sense, a general knowledge that we have about the society, about the little historical facts and figures that we know over the years we have learned, we have picked up from the primary classes. Those things you know, and you have some English knowledge to present anything that you know, and a few historical names to remember and few keywords to remember. It is more than enough to score very well marks in social studies. So now yesterday in live program I had told many have asked me for help in the social. So I thought even it will be a learning experience for me too, and also we have learned so many things in our life. We know to make it simple, we know to at least try our best to present in a way that you can understand many concepts. So today and 2 days from now, and also before the social exam, I would try to bring few important 2 marks, 3 marks and 4 mark question. Few important, social is a vast subject. So but by having the general idea, you can definitely write any questions they asks you. So I have never not come across a very good social channel. Maybe I don't know if it is there. So I thought many are just reading the questions. I don't think by reading the answers or questions will help students, but rather give some tips and suggestions so that they can remember the points, some techniques to remember, and like in a present in a such a way that it is in story form, so you can remember many things. History part at least you can remember. Now what I am referring is, in my channel I already suggested one document that is known as Baravase Belakku, which I felt it is a very well made document by few teachers, and there are also other documents. I felt this is one document where if you read you can definitely score 50 plus by having the idea of this one, and also after reading this it is always better to read the model and preparatory papers very well, and once have a brush up of your entire fill-ups and 1 mark question from your textbook to score very well marks. But only this Baravase Belakku and preparatory and model paper, a thorough preparation, I can definitely assure you 50 plus marks in your coming examination. So what I am doing is, today I will be dealing with important 1 marks question that is there in the Baravase Belakku, 2 marks question that is there, and I also referred most of the questions were repeated, where these questions were there in your model also, and also in the preparatory paper also. So today I will be dealing with this 1 marks in the few important 1 marks. Okay, so from this itself, from this Baravase Belakku itself. So if you are listening to this and if you can just know this idea, I can definitely assure you can present well in your examination. So let me start with the few important 1 mark questions that they ask. The first question is, what is foreign policy? So as the name itself indicates, it is a policy with the other country. Foreign means other countries. Okay, so the policy andre, it is like how to deal with them, how to make business with them, other countries. So we should have one policy, how to talk, how to exchange things with them in terms of idea, or many things we exchange with other countries. So what should be our policy? Okay, so with the other countries, that is called as foreign policy. So the policy adopted by a country to deal with other nations. It is a policy adopted by a country to deal with other nations. It's called as foreign policy. Very simple. Okay, so other foreign and the other countries, and policy other ide. So any policy which you adopt, a country adopts to deal with other countries is called as foreign policy. Next, what is national income? So national income andre namdu ide national income anta. How do you know national income? It is a total production of goods and services of a country in 1 year. Total production of goods and services. ಎಷ್ಟು goods produce ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು service ಇಂದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ, the money that country has got from the services and the goods. Okay, that is called in a year. It is called as the national income. Okay, so this you can write. See, the total production of goods and services of a country in 1 year. Okay, that is national production. Next, what is unemployment? The unavailability of jobs. There are no jobs, we say we are unemployed. Today in our country we are seeing there so much of unemployment rate is growing year by year. Okay, even we have a job, it is not a the jobs are not secure job. We don't have a secure job where we are ensured a job, permanent job up to 60 years. We are ensured some benefits, that is not there. So unemployment is growing in the country. So what is unemployment? Unemployment is unavailability of jobs. That is unemployment. Next, what is disarmament? Disarmament. So what is the SLA? Arms. So disarms andre enu? It is an policy again adopted by the government to slowly come out of the arms, usage of arms. Nodi, process of eliminating specific arms step by step, or disarmament very easily disarms andre. So slowly the country, okay, comes out of using important or specific arms. It does not want to use specific arms. It will slowly over the years it will stop using the few arms, like some nuclear bomb, it may be few dangerous arms which should kill thousands and lakhs of at a stretch. These things the country will try to reduce the use of it, okay, by step. Okay, so that is called as disarmament. Okay, next question is important. What is decentralization? Centralization means a government controls everything. Okay, decentralizement, it will try to give few things to the people itself. Okay, so providing administrative powers and responsibility of developing a specific village or a town for the people of the town. Everything is not controlled by the government. So what they do, they try to give few powers. Okay, they try to give few responsibility to the local people. Local people ge administration madak kodtare, neeve control ಮಾಡಿ, now we'll just give you money. Okay, we'll just provide you any help. You will try to create your own government, a small administrating power, and also you will have your you can they'll give responsibility to you itself. So everything controlling by the people. You can just write easily giving powers to the local people, giving powers to the village people so that they can rule themselves. Not rule actually. They can have the administrative powers, and they can have few responsibility taken by the local people. So government need not to put everything ellanu our tale mele barala. Okay, so providing administrative power and responsibility of developing a village or a town for the local people. Idu decentralization. Centralization means controlled by everything by one power, one central government. Next, what is social stratification? Strata andre breakage. Social stratification andre nam deshthalli ide. We have a social stratification. Society static ide. Stratification yav tara? Based on gender, based on caste, based on religion. Okay, classifying people superior or inferior based on gender, based on income, caste, gender, income and caste. Classifying people or dividing people in terms of what? Common people na? Social stratification andre society we divide people inferior and superior based on what? Based on caste. Sometimes these castes are upper class, these castes are kadme, and also we divide based on income, upper income people, lower income people. Okay, and also gender, women and men. Women are paid less, men are paid more. Okay, so these are the social stratification we have. So what is social stratification? Classifying people superior or inferior based on what? These things: caste, income and their gender. Okay, this is social stratification. Okay, next, what is dual government? This they may ask. Who introduced dual government? They may ask. Robert Clive introduced dual government. Why introduced dual government? Means, okay, the tax collecting, the money collecting, the tax collecting powers is for British. Only administration, anything you want to, like puppet government, you money, everything, tax collection, everything is British controlled. The king, what he will do? The king will just simply sit there. Any internal matters like some justice, some problem happen, he will look after that. That's all. It is dual government. Okay. See, the system in which British collected the land tax and Nawab look after the administration. Dual government, ಎರಡು ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಹೆಸರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎರಡು, ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು British will control the economic, all the collection of tax, the money things related to money, the tax will be controlled by the British. Only what? Only the things like administration is done by the Nawab. Robert Clive introduced this dual government after the ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅವನು ಮಿರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪವರ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ he introduces this dual government in that province, in Bengal province. Next, why Dondya is called Wag? Because of his bravery. Okay, because of the bravery Dondya is called as Wag. Next, what is a mob? Mob keltare. What is a mob? Mob violence antare ಎಷ್ಟು ಸತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. mob violence ಅಂದ್ರೆ temporary gathering of people. Okay, temporary people are gathering for at specific place. At assembly, people assembling at a place. Okay, that mob may be, they may create violence. Generally mob means those who create violence, those who create problem. Okay, assembling of people at a place, many people assembling at a place, it's called as mob. Okay, next, what is division of labor? Very simple. You will divide the work to the people based on their skills, based on the gender. Okay, so based on their gender, and mostly by the skill and age and gender. Age, skill, and see, they divide people to do a specific work based on their gender. Women one type kelsa, men one type kelsa. Based on the age, elderly people cannot do few very hard jobs. Okay, so they also divide based on the skill. You may have some very good skill. Okay, you may be very fast in tailoring, so you will be given tailoring job. Some may be not very fast in tailoring, they can do very good at ironing, so they can give in the garments, they will give an ironing job. So what is division of labor? The dividing a particular work. Okay, you divide a particular work based on what? Based on gender, based on skill, based on your age. Okay, this is division of labor. What is underdevelopment? Underdevelopment is a condition where we are in so much backwardness. Okay, no development in any sector. Okay, we are in a backwardness or stagnancy. Stagnancy andre munduvarike illa, stagnant antare. No, the stagnancy is there, there is backwardness, that is underdevelopment. Okay, next, what is meant by social inequality? Inequality means what? In society itself there is no proper equality. There is no equal opportunities for all people. Now we are in a society, it is socially inequality is there. There are people in our country, nearly 70% of people are controlling, just 1% of people are controlling 70% of India's wealth. Means just around 500-600 people have nearly 70% of all the wealth. The remaining 99% that we common people are just surviving with 30% of income, 30% of wealth. So all the wealth is getting, inequality is growing day by day. So few are controlling very much and more are controlling nothing. So this is the inequality, and because of this what we see, there is no equal opportunities in all places. You have money, you will get opportunity. Okay, so what is social inequality? Unequal opportunities. Unequal opportunities is social inequality. You do not have opportunity. Okay, no equal opportunity. If you have money, you will get quality education. If you don't have money, you have to go to government schools or government institutions where there are no teachers, no bench, no facilities, or government hospitals. So it is based on the money. There is because of this inequality, there is no proper opportunity. Okay, for the people. Okay, unequal social opportunities. Next, what do you mean by imperialism? This is important. Imperialism. What is imperialism? A sovereign country. What is sovereign country? Sovereign country means which no other country controls it. It independently controls itself. So India is a sovereign country. We control it. There is no external influences. No country influences us. Okay. What is imperialism? What London did, what England did was imperialism on us. What America is doing now on over the world, it is imperialism. Means what? They go to other country, they try to attack the country, they try to make the government there, destabilize the government, and they try to bring their own government there. There's some puppet government, like dual government. What they will do, they will make some other prime minister whom they want, who will listen to America, who will give more and more problems to America. So what they do, so here what is imperialism? Imperialism, see here, a sovereign country taking over or taking control of another sovereign country for its personal gains. For its gains, it takes control. Okay, one country, so a sovereign country attacking another country for its personal gain is called as imperialism. Okay, next, What do you mean by sovereign country? I told you, a country which is no control of any other country. It is independent country. Sovereign country is independent country where no other country has the influence over it. It is sovereign country. Next, very important, what is soil erosion? Soil erosion is what? The removal of top layer. The top layer that is there, the sand, the top layer of soil, because of the water, because of sudden excess of water, okay, or there is no control on water movement, the water flows. When the water flows, water has a capacity to take whatever it comes with it. So what it takes the soil with it, the top layer of soil goes along with it. This is called as soil erosion. Okay, what the process, the removal of top soil, okay, by natural agents. Natural agents and the river, I can just write removal of top soil by the water. Okay, natural agents and even sometimes air also takes soil, sometimes water takes soil. So natural agents are air and water. Okay. So the next question is, what is women empowerment? So empowering women or giving equal opportunities to women. Okay, giving equal opportunities to women and empowering them so that they become equals to men in all the fields is so women empowerment. You can write on your own. Okay. Next, who is the king of market? Of course, the consumer is the king of market. Next, who introduced dual government? I already told it was the Robert Clive who introduced dual government. Where? In the province of Bengal. Okay. Next, who established Fort William College? Lord Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis introduced Fort William College. Next, Nodi. Why did Bedas of Alagalli rebel against British? This they may ask. Why did the Bedas of Alagalli rebel against the British government? Because what they did, the British went and they made a rule that no arms usage can be done. Nobody should use the arm. Only with the permission. They have license. They have to get the license from the British to use any arms. So how can the Bedas? The Bedas, they depend on for their Beda andre they go to jungle, they hunt animals, or they go to jungle and get whatever things that the products that are there, naturally they get those things and they sell it. Okay, so now they should have arms, otherwise they can't go into jungle because they can be attacked by animals, they can be attacked by so many other things. So they used to have the arms. So what British did, British were scared. Somebody can organize them very easy. Somebody have arms, they can easily organize them and they can rebel back. They can rebel back easily against the British. No. So what they did, so they told them, they made a rule directly that nobody use the arm. So what they did, because of this rule, they had to organize themselves to fight against the British. So what, Bedas were asked to surrender their firearms. They were asked to surrender. That is why the Bedas revolted against the British. Okay. Next, what is Diwani Adalat? Adalat in English, in Hindi, Adalat means court. The civil court is Diwani Adalat. Who advocated drain theory? Dadabhai Naoroji. Drain theory, Dadabhai Naoroji. Don't forget. Next, which is the highest temperature? Remember, highest temperature is the Ganganagar. Highest temperature andre Chikkabade Sheke, Ganganagar. Okay, it is Ganganagar. The lowest rainfall is Roily. Lowest rainfall has happened in Roily. Okay, and highest rainfall is Maheswaram. Okay, different people pronounce different way. Maheswaram, highest rainfall Maheswaram, highest temperature it is Ganganagar, and lowest rainfall Roily, Roily. Roily. Okay. Next, now we'll go to, these are the, I felt, important things in this that we need to remember. Okay, need to remember in the important one, definitions they can give for 1 mark. These all definitions are important. This here, little common sense, little English sense, little general knowledge, you can definitely write the answers. Okay, don't think alle bayat mabut idine baribekanta, nothing. Okay, you can definitely you have that opportunity, you have that freedom to write own answers, but with a common sense, with this minimum common sense. Next, 2 marks question. See, for 2 marks question, in this one they give point wise, but in exam at least you have to write 4 points, little elaboration. Okay, 4 points means around 5 lines. It means 4 lines alli mugdobek. One line 4 lines baritina for 2 marks. Okay, so first question here is, what was the economic importance of Peninsular Plateau? See, Peninsula is a place which is covered by water in 3 ಒಂದು ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ನೀರು ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, only at 3 ends. Now India is the southern part, okay, this, this part, okay, which is there, it is covered by water left, right and down. So the middle portion, down, the southernmost parts after the middle India is called as Peninsular Plateau, okay. So peninsular means what I told you, three sides what is covered, east and west and south water is there, no. So plateau andre eno adu flat agilla, land ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ uneven ಇದೆ, uneven ಆಗಿದೆ. So it is peninsular plateau. What is the economic importance? Economic ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದುಡ್ಡಿನ ಆದಾಯ. Economic means something related to money. So what is the economic importance of this peninsular plateau? What happens ಇದರಿಂದ ಈ peninsular plateau ಇಂದ ನಮಗಾಗಿರೋ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನು? What India has got from this peninsular plateau? This they may ask, okay. So what, first one, peninsular plateau, it's very rich in minerals. All this plateau region, southern India, almost that portion, okay, it is very, very good at there are many like Ballari, okay, you have mines, if you go to Kudremukh, just examples which are all comes under peninsular plateau. So there it is very rich in minerals, we get so much of metals there, so much of useful things, so very rich in minerals. Next to, many rivers are the birthplace of many rivers. Ella rivers, ee kade rivers gottu, ee kade Kaveri irbodu, Krishna, Godavari, Narmada, all rivers are in this peninsular plateau, the birthplace of many rivers. So now tell me, if it is a birthplace of many rivers, we can definitely use the hydroelectric power, when it falls, we can generate the hydroelectric power, electric generator. So because of this peninsular plateau and many rivers generating in peninsular plateau, we can tap, okay, we can generate hydroelectric power, okay. Next, of course, this have a thick forest in both the sides, very thick forest. We have Western Ghats, very thick forest we have. When there is forest, we definitely have a good biodiversity. Biodiversity andre tumba tarada pranigalu, tumba variety of plants, variety of species, okay. So this plateau, peninsular plateau, one thing, it is very rich in minerals. It is many birthplace of many rivers. If it is a birthplace of many rivers, we can produce hydroelectric power. If it is a birthplace of rivers, obviously it must be in forest. In forest, we know, but this southern part has many ghats, okay. Because of this forest, there are many rich biodiversity, okay, rich varieties of plants and animals, okay. So these things you can write, okay. These are the important things that you need to write. And one more thing, cultivation of cotton has become useful. Why? Cotton grows well in the black cotton soil. Black cotton soil, it the end importance andre adu retains water for long time. That is why it is the black cotton soil, most of the crops grow well, especially cotton. Okay, so these things you need to remember. The economic importance of peninsular plateau, and just imagine the southern part of India, just write what all you will feel, whatever I told, what are you feel economic benefits that are there. So this is the peninsular plateau. Next, what are the factors that influence the climate of India? See, in social, first thing you should correctly read the question. When you are reading the answer, you must know why you are reading the answer, for what I am reading the answer. Don't blindly mug up things. So here, what are the factors that influence the climate of India? Indian climate, because Indian climate, it is not always same. There is so much of fluctuation in the climate. So what are the factors that influence this climate? ಈ ಥರ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಓಕೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಓಕೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ದ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, okay, it is the mountain ranges. We have many mountain ranges, okay, it influence the climate, okay. Then we have many oceans. India, we surrounded almost three sides by peninsula. I told you it is surrounded by ocean. These ocean currents, okay, it has its own role in the climate changes, in bringing rain, in bringing cyclones, okay. Ocean currents, mountain ranges, direction of winds, okay. Next to height of sea level, distance of sea, latitude, okay, mountain ranges. See, I told you, you can just elaborate it. There are lot of mountain ranges in India which affects the climate. How mountain ranges, they stop the clouds, and because of that there is heavy rainfall in one part of place, other part the rain does not come because the clouds cannot go out of it. Then there is a lot of pressure difference that's happening. All this is because of mountain ranges, because of the ocean currents, because of the sea level, height of the sea level, okay. And the distance from the sea also matters. As far as you are away from the sea, there is a fluctuation is less. See in Chennai and all, if you see everything is too much in Chennai and all, or Visakhapatnam. In Bangalore it is, we say, somewhat better place. Okay, we are almost somewhat away from the sea. So all these factors depend on our climate also. Okay, so these things should write the latitude, the mountain ranges, ocean currents, the wind direction, okay, and the sea distance of sea. All these are the factors that is making our climate so and so. Okay. Next very important question, 2 questions. What are the effects of soil erosion? Soil erosion in the ಏನು effects ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, 3 things ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು causes, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು effects. Here they are asking what are the effects. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ soil erosion ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, effects, after effects. If soil erosion happens, what happen? I already told you, soil erosion means the removal of top layer of soil by the natural agents like wind, majorly water. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So now what are the effects of soil erosion? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ effects? One thing, why soil erosion happens? Basically it happens because the deforestation that we are doing. So now if there are a lot of trees and plants that holds the soil together, the roots hold the soil very tightly. Because of that, what happens when there is water flow, okay, the water does not take the soil because the roots of the plants and trees are so hardly holding the earth. So it is not allowing the water to not take the sand. Now because of the deforestation, what is happening? There are no plants, no trees any place. The water is the sand, the salt, the sand is easily able to, soil is able to go with the water. So what is happening? Now we will go to effects. Because of that, what is happening? Because of that, one thing, when you just imagine the water easily takes the top layer, what will happen? The fertility of the land, it gets very bad. The fertility ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಅದ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. The fertility of land reduces. Next thing, the water will take this silt. Okay, where the water go? The water will go to some pond, it goes to some river, it goes to some lake. What happens? There is accumulation of silt. Water, if you just mix water and mud, just keep it for some time, what will happen? All the sand comes down due to gravity. What happens when it comes down? There is a lot of accumulation of silt. What happens when the silt is accumulated? What happens? When the silt is accumulated, the capacity of the tank or reservoir or dam or river comes down drastically. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೀವು ಇತ್ತು ನೀರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಣ್ಣು ತುಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟೇ ನೀರು ತುಂಬ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ಸ್ ಟುಡೇ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಲ್ಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಹಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್. Because ಎಲ್ಲ silt ತುಂಬೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. So we have to go for dredging. Dredging means removing this they may ask, why is dredging important? Because dredging means removing of this silt. It is very costly. So what they do, instead of doing dredging, they are expanding the storage capacity of the dams. Expand ಮಾಡಿ ತುಂಬ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ತುಂಬಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Then what happens? Because of this capacity of the dam increases, lot of area and behind the dam it is submerged in water. So many people who are staying near the dam will lose their homes, many habitations will go, plants will go. Because of that only there are many movements that is happening around the country even now, okay, to save these things to happen. So see, this is the problem. Because of the silt deposition, the silt will deposit, and because of the water, the height of the water increases, and the floods also will occur. Okay, floods will happen. Accumulation of silt reduces the capacity of river, dams, okay, of reservoirs. So next what happens? The first fertility is gone. Okay, next what happens? What happens when there is no places? If there are places to hold water, okay, what happens? The water will at least go down to the earth. Okay, because of this easily the water can flow. There is no obstruction, there is no trees to obstruct, there are no natural things to obstruct. So it will take all the sand together, right? So there are no place for the water to go to the earth. So water ground level, it reduces. Ground level reduces. So you will not, when you go for a bore, you will not get water there, because we have not given an opportunity for the water to seep inside the soil. Okay, so these are the effects, the aftermath effects of soil erosion. Erosion ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? So loss of fertility of land is gone, accumulation of silt in the dam and reservoir. Because of this, flood will happen. Because of this, the storage capacity will reduce. Because of this, we see the lower level of ground level. Of course, the ground level, the water decreases, even it affects the plants that are above it. No, water cannot tap from the ground level, even the vegetation dries away. Okay, and we can easily see, so these are the main things of effects of soil erosion. These are the things that will happen because of soil erosion. Okay, next list out the methods of soil methods to soil conservation. Now we have to conserve, or list the methods to avoid soil erosion. Henge avoid model soil erosion na? One of the best thing is to afforestation. That is why it is very important. See, it is very easy to say plant trees or nature, all this is very easy dialogues, but it is very important. See, one tree, you just see one tree, even we humans are never equal to those trees. The grown up tree, it gives shade to so many things, many animals take shelter, the crores of, not one or two, crores of species in one tree, so much bacteria, fungus, so much organism live, it also sustains, it also makes us a beautiful place, good air, but still what it is still a joke for us to just an get away. It is not us actually we are cutting down trees, it is not, we are not cutting down trees. Of course, it is the bad government policies, there are rich people who want to set up industries, they do not bother about all these things because they want to make money. So we should as a human try to fight to save this society, try to save our what these plants that are there. Okay, so we will continue. So next question here is, we will be same question we were discussing. List out the methods of soil conservation. So I already told, the first one is afforestation. The growing up trees is very important. So the trees and the plants, vegetation holds up the soil. So what happens when it holds up the soil? The flow of water, the soil is, the roots are holding the soil tightly. So what happens? Your water does not take up very large amount of soil. So afforestation is next important methods to conserve soil. Next one is counter farming. Counter farming and the step by step. So ಒಂದೇ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಈಚ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್, there is a deposition of sand, so sand or silt or soil will not be carried away for long distance, it will be deposited in the steps itself. So counter farming is a very important method to conserve the soil. Next one is counter bonding. Same thing, counter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬೀಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಾರ್ನರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು if you make a just one bund type, you just make a well type so that water will fall. Okay, immediately the water will fall, some water is stored for some time. Okay, what will happen? The silt will deposit, soil will deposit there itself, there is no movement of the soil when the water flows together. So counter farming and counter bunding. Okay, next one very important is terracing. Terracing ಅಂದರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಥರ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕಲ್ಲನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡೋದು, ಕಲ್ಲುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಾಕೋದು. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ಈ ನೀವು ಘಾಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಈಸಿಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಲುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಾಕೋದು, ಕಲ್ಲುಗಳನ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಸೊ ದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ಗೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಯು ಪುಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, you fix the stone. So what will happen when the water will not take away the soil with it. So this is called as the terracing, very important point, terracing. Next, construction of check dams. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೀರನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, when water is stopped for some time in any canal type, when water is moving, try to stop it for some time. They are called as check dams. When you try to stop it for some time, the sand that is there in the water will try to settle down. So after some time you can leave the water, it will flow away. So what will happen, the water will not carry the lot of soil to the reservoirs or dams and fill it. Okay, so these are the techniques to conserve the soil. First one is afforestation, counter bunding, counter farming, terracing. Okay, the last one is construction of check dams. These are the points. First language English, if you are there, the Elixir of Life chapter, the C.V. Raman wrote, there also this explanation, beautiful explanation is being given. Okay, same answer you could have written in there also. So these are the soil, methods to conserve the soil. So early one is the effects. Okay, so these two are very important question. Next, what are the causes of destruction of forests? Forest destruction ge main causes. So you can write why forest destruction. What are the main causes? The first main cause is urbanization. Urbanization means the development of the human, what is doing is try to increase his place, his settlety. Okay, so he is going towards the forest also. Because of that urbanization, okay, we are losing the forest land. Then what is happening, the farmers, they also try to expand their land in the forest lands also, mostly not by very less what farmers do, but urbanization, industrialization is a very important problem. The industries, the rich capitalists or the rich people, they influence the government, they bribe the government, and they go into such forests without any permission. Today many Babas, I do not want to name, they also very huge land of animal lands, where the habitation of elephants are there, habitation of lions are there. They control, they bribe the government, they do so many things, and they try to take those lands for their benefits, and they destroy the animal habitat, biodiversity, they destroy the forest. So first one is urbanization, industrialization. Okay, next important is construction of dams, so irrigation projects, so dams, so irrigation projects, so construction of roads. Road construction, railway construction. Now many places we do not actually see from there is a huge movement going in Kerala called as K-Rail project. Kerala to Madikeri, Kerala to Dakshina Kannada, they are connecting some places. Okay, so what is happened by connection of these places? What will happen? They has to go into the forest. When you go into the forest, you have to destroy the forest, you have to make way, you have to blast things. So because of this, the diversity is destroyed, the forest is destroyed. Little you make entrance into the vehicles and roads, obviously slowly that place also will develop, where human habitation also comes up, and finally we lose the forest. So construction of roads, railways, dams, urbanization, industrialization, and mining, very important. Mining, what has happened, because of mining today we see a lot of mining they do, they blast things, because of that very much land is destroyed, biodiversity is gone. So these are the main reasons: mining, construction of roads, railways, industrialization, urbanization, and forest fire. This is very important. Forest fire, what happens, because of today the temperature of the earth is increasing, because of again we itself, we are using so many materials which in science it comes, products which have more carbon dioxide output to it. The carbon dioxide output is more, the earth's temperature will increase. When it increases, what happens, the leaves, everything will dry up, the temperature becomes more, and when temperature becomes more, you see the in the forest, the places where there are dry things will immediately get burnt away, and we cannot control. America's, Australia's, the forest fire that happened last year, huge disaster, many animal biodiversity lost their life. You cannot control, very difficult to control the forest fires. So these are the points, the destruction of, what are the causes for the destruction of forest? The mining, construction of roads, construction of railways, urbanization, industrialization. So these points you have to little elaborate and write for 2 marks. Next, what are the measures for conservation of forest? Now, how to conserve the forest? Very simple. First thing is you do afforestation, grow plants nicely. Seeds, as made up of seed, sowing the seeds. Next to protecting trees from diseases or illegal cutting, protection of mining, tough rules and regulations for industrial people to not to get into the forest. Okay, these must be made proper. Okay, so and creating awareness among even the tribal people. Actually tribal people, they are actually saving the forest. ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಡು ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸತಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಪ್ಪ ಅವರಿಂದನೇ ಕಾಡು ಉಳಿದಿರೋದು ಇವತ್ತು. Rather these rich people, white collars are thieves rather than our poor people. Many times we see poor people or uneducated people as thieves. They all thief for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, they do fraud. But today white collar people are wearing white collars and they're looting crores of people in very fine language, very fine words na use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಡವನ ಒಂದು 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಉರಿದೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. So these people, what awareness, you have to create awareness among all people. You have to prevent illegal cutting of trees, you have to protect the trees from getting disease, forest fire you have to try to control, and sowing seeds and afforestation. You can write on your own, how to save the control. Awareness is a very important thing. You should stop cutting illegal cutting of plants, you have to and trees. Forest fire now we have to try to control, bring it down, and growing of plants more and more, afforestation, putting lot of seeds. Okay, so these are the measures to conserve the forest. Next question, what are the aims of Indian foreign policy? Again, foreign policy means what should be the Indian foreign policy, the aim ಏನು. Now ಬೇರೆ country ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ if we are dealing something, so foreign policy means dealing something with the other country. So what is our aims? So our aim is basically many of times will be national security, to enhance our national security. We will discuss that so that they do not attack us, we do not attack them. National security, enriching economy. Somehow we try to economy ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ದು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸು ಒಂದು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ we do deals with them. Spreading the cultural richness. We can go and spread our culture, they can come and spread their culture, then to have a friendly relation, then to achieve the world peace. So basically these are the 5 aims of Indian foreign policy. Indian foreign policy ನಾವೇನಾದ್ರು ಫಾರಿನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರನೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ, ಈ ಥರ ಏಮ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಬಟ್ ಯಾರು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಇಫ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಸೊ ಎನಿಯೋ, so these are the aims of Indian foreign policy are one thing is national security and friendly relation and increasing the cultural exchange ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಇದು ಬರೀದೆ, ಎಕಾನಮಿ, national security, increasing friendly and world peace. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ 5 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಏಮ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಅಚೀವ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ದ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಾಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಲೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂ sea route to India. So this is a very important point. The first chapter it comes in history. So Constantinople was a place, okay, it was a place where the trade between Asia and Europe had to happen. It is a road path, on dari main point adu ontara, you can say gateway, adu nange textbook alli it is called as the gateway of Europe. Okay, so in this place, see the gateway of European trade. Okay, so in this place the trade used to happen, exchange of trade, exchange of spices or jewels, so many market things, cloth material between Europe and Asia. So what happened, suddenly the Ottoman Turks anta ಒಂದು group, they attacked Constantinople, they took control over it. So after they took control over the Constantinople, what happened, they brought out many tax. ಅಂದರೆ if you want to do trade you have to pay something for us. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಡಿಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಥಾಟ್, ವೈ ಶುಡ್ ವಿ ಪೇ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್? ಸೊ ಬೆಟರ್ ವಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ some other path to go into the Asia or Asian people to go to Asia, because Asia was rich in minerals, especially India ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೈಸಸ್, ಮಿನರಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲದಲ್ಲೂ ತುಂಬ ರಿಚ್ಚು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಎ ಪಾತ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಸೊ ಯುರೋಪಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಬೆಳೀತು. ಏನು ಬೆಳೀತು, ದಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇನ್ ಯುರೋಪ್ what happened is the science and technology, industrial revolution happened there. Because of that they found out astrolabes ಅಂದರೆ ಟೆಲಿಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಶಿಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ seeing the direction, all this they found there, all these things they tried to find. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡಿ, fall of Constantinople led to discovery of new sea route to India. Yes, because the Constantinople fell, they had no other option than to find the sea route. Okay, then the scientific inventions that happened in Europe also encouraged them to find the sea route. Ships ಬೆಳೆಸಿದ್ರು, ships ಸಿಕ್ತು. Industrial revolution ಅಲ್ಲಿ they found very huge ships development ಆಯಿತು, ಆಮೇಲೆ steam engine development ಆಯಿತು, ಆಮೇಲೆ so many things that developed so that it helped them to come to India through sea route. Okay, this all you can write. That's the main point. This question also, one more question, scientific development led to sea voyages. Justify. Scientific development led to sea voyages, of course, because scientific developments like Marinus compass, astrolabes, telescope, ships building, everything encouraged European people to find the new ways to Asian countries. So idu erudukku ade answer baritira. Okay, so this you understood now, Constantinople was a road path. Now it is, you can't go there because there is huge tax you have to pay. Instead of that, you can, at the same time in Europe the industrial revolution is happening, there are so many things developing, so they got encouraged to find their own sea path to India. Next question, mention the effects of communalism. Communalism, the effects. Communalism andre basically it is nothing but it is an idea of seeing some people, some caste people or some religion people as downgrade. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಇವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಂದೂ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಈವನ್ ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ we all know that we common students, we common people, we do not want Hindu Muslim fights, we never never hate other religion, never hate other caste people, we generally do not, students at least we generally do not, but these things are kept in society so that politicians make use of it for their votes and for benefits. All the party have done in India, even today they are doing it, in various things they do it. So it's very unfortunate in the land of Bhagat Singh and Netaji, who fought for ಹಿಂದೂ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಆರ್ಮಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್, ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ 60% ವೇರ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್, ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ 60% ಹತ್ರ Muslims also were there in Indian National Army. Shah Nawaz Khan was a person, the left hand of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was a Muslim. There are so many Muslim contributions. They never came to freedom movement telling that they are Muslim. So everybody had contributed Indian freedom ge. Yaru kuda nanu Hindu and Muslim anta freedom movement ge bandilla. All came as Indians. So today also Indians, they stay strong, but still there are people who fill poison into the minds of people, in the society. Our televisions today, you all know, all because of TRP they spread hatedness. So this question is, mention the effects of communalism. What is the effects of communalism? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಲಿಸಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಹೇಟ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂನಿಟಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಯರ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಸ್, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ದೆಮ್. Okay, next what happens when that attack, riots will happen. Riots andre galategalu, there are so many riots that has happened in India, where the Hindu Muslim mobs, they fight, they kill innocent people. So these are the riots will happen, and the property will be destroyed, the property, peace will be destroyed, physical combat agutte. So enadi mention the effects of communalism. What are the effects? The first thing is it breaks the unity. The mutual hatredness will be spread in the society, and there is a riot situation that is in the society. Because of riot, the destruction of human life, destruction of public property, private property, all get destroyed because of spreading communalism in society. So communalism society irbardu. Okay, it is, and we have to take it out. We all are Indians and manobhavadalli we have to be in India. So this question is a very important question that may occur. Next, what are the effects of terrorism? Terrorism are ಏನು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸು. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಟೆರರಿಸಮಿಂದ? ಅಗೇನ್ ಫಿಯರ್. There is always a fear that somewhere the bomb may get blast, something may happen. There is a fear. There is a psychological trauma that is there, that mindset will change. Okay. Next, affects negatively. It affects men and material, destroys property, violence ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Terrorism ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Again destroy of human lives are gone. Public property, private property is gone. There is a fear in the society. There is an ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಟೆರರಿಸಮಿಂದ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನ ಓನಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಹೌ ವಾಸ್ ಗೋವಾ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್? ಸೊ ಗೋವಾನ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು? ಸಿ, ಗೋವಾ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಒನ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಟಿಲ್ 1961. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ French people, they controlled it, which the Goa. Okay, so what happened is, so not French, very sorry, that was Pondicherry. So French is it is Pondicherry, very sorry. So what, Goa was under control of the Portuguese. Okay, so even today you will find that Portuguese culture there, even there and here. Okay, so what has happened, that the Portuguese were there in Goa, they controlled the Goa till 1961. In 1961, Indian government sent an army to break the country. Portuguese ಇಂದ ಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು 1961. ಲಿಟಲ್ ಆರ್ಮಿ, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಮ್, ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಫೈಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದೆರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಗೋವಾ ವೆರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಫೈಟ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. That liberation movement also happening, and at the same time Indian government, Indian military went there and liberated in 1961. So they had to leave the Goa. Okay, so ಇಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ಓನಾಗಿ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಗೋವಾ ವಾಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬೈ, ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಗೋವಾ ಲಿಬರೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್? So it was controlled by Portuguese. Okay, so Indian army, there was a movement that was going in Goa where people wanted to join Indian army, Indian state, Indian country. At the same time, Indian army, Indian government also sent the army and liberated with a less resistance, less combat. ತುಂಬ ಫೈಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಸಿಲಿ ದೇ ಕಾಂಬ್ಯಾಟೆಡ್, and that is how they left India at 1961. ಇದನ್ನು ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. Next question is, explain Narmada Bachcha Andolan. Okay, so what is this Narmada Bachcha Andolan? ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಬಚಾವೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೇವ್, ಆಂದೋಲನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನರ್ಮದಾ ಬಚಾವೋ ಆಂದೋಲನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ನರ್ಮದಾ ರಿವರ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಐ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಅ ಡ್ಯಾಮ್, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್, ಒಂದು ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರನ್ನ you build in wall type of thing that you store the water. So what happens, you build some water and lot of water comes, the storage of this becomes more and more, and lot of area is submerged in water. What happens, it is submerged in water. Now suddenly if you want to build any dam, ಒಂದು ರಿವರ್ ಹರಿತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಗೋಡೆ ಕಟ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಸೇವ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಬ್ಮರ್ಜ್ಡ್, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅನಿಮಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಬ್ಮರ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, they have no other way, they have lived in these places for many years, they have their land, they lose everything. Okay, so to save this, to not to the fight was to stop building the dams, to stop building here. It was an environmental movement. Okay, it was led by a person called as Narmada, led by a person called as Meda Patkar. Meda Patkar, she is still there, she is still very active in building movement for farmers, for tribal people. So she led the movement. Okay, so against the building dams across the, why she led the movement? To stop the building dams against Narmada river. Okay, so why what happens if they build dam? Lot of local people will lose their land. Okay, they will lose their place, many ecological imbalance hogutte, many biodiversity is gone. You can write on your own, no, that's all. You should remember this name, Meda Patkar, Narmada Bachcha Andolan, dams across, they wanted to stop building dams. Why? Because local people will lose their land, tribal people will lose their land, their property, and their habitat is gone, biodiversity is gone. That is why this movement was built by Meda Patkar. Next question, how did India deal with the problem of refugees? Refugees, who are refugees? Refugees are those people, they are not from other country, they are coming into our country because of the problems in their country. There might be some war going on in their country, there might be some fights that is happening in the country. That is why those people cannot stay in their country, they want to take shelter in another country. These are called as refugees. So like that we have many refugees. If you gone to Madikeri, there is a place called Tibetan colony, where Tibetan, because of the so much problems in their country, they had to flew away and come to India. Similarly, there are many refugees in many countries where they have no shelter in their land because of war, they are not very safe, so they come to another country to take shelter or to have a land. So those are called as refugees. So India, how did it solve the problem? India also, after freedom, there's a lot of problem of refugees. How did they deal with it? First thing, they gave land to settle for them. Okay, you can come and settle here. They gave education for them, they gave land for them, they gave self-employment training. They want some job, let them, gave training, they gave loans for them, they gave land for them. Okay, how India handled? They gave land for them, they gave education for them, they gave loans for them, they created self-employment opportunity for them, they provided medical support for them, so that they can also live peacefully in this country. So that we have many refugees, many places like Tibetan colony, athra bere places galinda avag bandorna we have taken in. Okay, so this is how India deals with the problem of refugees. Next, very important question, last I will end this is a very important concept, the Battle of Plassey. Okay, so this one they may ask in a very important thing. This from textbook, I will just I wanted to tell you people one thing. I already spoke about the fall of Constantinople. Okay, I told you what is the Constantinople. It was a place, I already explained everything about it. Because of the fall of Constantinople, the Ottoman Turks attacked it, and they started taking heavy tax for the trade there. ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ the Europeans had to find the new sea roads, and that is how the same time the technology, industrial revolution that is happening in Europe, they got encouraged, they got Mariners compass, they got astrolabes like telescope, so many things. They understood the ship, how to build ships, they understood many Mariners compass they built. So they came in India across the sea. So who all came? First people who come was India was Portuguese, Dutch, English and French. These all 4 people came. Okay, Portuguese, Dutch, English and French. So these 4 people came. Okay, next after they came, the trade competition between the French and English was so strong. Andre they are very strong in their country. They used to get things from their country with cheap rates than these people. So their market was building more and more. So the Dutch people and the Portuguese people, they actually lost their hold in Indian subcontinent. So the French and the English, they started getting the control over the land. So what happened? So now somehow they had to, there was a fight between the French and England to expand their business. Many things we study that ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಆದರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಾರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, he kidnapped his wife, that is why war happened. These are all very small reasons. The main reasons for any war is money, is business. Even today it is business. because one war means there are so many things involved. There are guns, gunpowders, there are bullets, so dresses, so very huge market. Once after the war, in the destruction, the rebuilding is also market. That is why we see war around the world. Even today, Russia, Ukraine, we see all because the major thing is the imperialism, and they want to sell their weapons, they want to increase their market. So same thing was olden days also, same thing, that is how history happened. So here it is, the important is the conflict between French and English actually led to the Carnatic Wars. Okay, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಿಕ್ ವಾರ್. ದಿಸ್ ದೇ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಿಕ್ ವಾರ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಇಯರ್ 2 marks ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಏನು, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಿಕ್ ವಾರ್? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ವಾರ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, the English, they started being the one person, only one person, only foreign East India Company, the only foreigner to have a control on subcontinent. After the third Carnatic War, the French also get completely, they lost their base in India. What were the results of third Carnatic War? It keltare exam. Third Carnatic War result ಏನಾಯಿತು? The French got defeated. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಒಬ್ಬನ್ನ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೂಸಿ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ನ ಅದೇ ಮೊದಲು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವನು ಡಿಫೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಐರಿ ಕಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಐರಿ ಕಾಟ್, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಓದಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಐರಿ ಕಾಟ್, EYRECOTT, ಐರಿ ಕಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್, ಹೀ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ದ ವಾರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಬೂಸಿ ವಾಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಲಿ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಯಾರು ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್, 2 French officers, Boussy and Lally, both got surrendered. They got defeated. At the end of war, there was a treaty of Paris that they made. So the French were given one ಜಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ, they gave Pondicherry. Okay, so Treaty of Paris happened when? After the third Carnatic War, after the French loses completely. Ericot is the English officer who imprisons the Boussy and Lally ಅಂತ ಇಬ್ಬರು surrender ಮಾಡಿ imprison ಮಾಡಿ. Then the English makes a treaty with the French that we will give one piece of land, you can be there, and we will control entire India, and that place was Pondicherry. Okay, so that the Treaty of Paris, ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಿಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಂಡಿಚೇರಿನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಿಕ್ ವಾರ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಿಕ್ ವಾರ್, ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ವಾಸ್ ನೌ English itself in India. So now what happened? Now English wanted to expand their market. East India Company ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್, ಅದೊಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್, ದೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಸೆಲ್ ಎಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. Okay, so these things the East India Company used to do. Now if they want to sell the products, it is not easy, because in India there are ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ more than 500 princely states. Okay, ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ 500 ಅಂದರೆ 500 ರಾಜರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜರು ಒಪ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ನಿನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ನ. ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಶುಡ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸೆಲ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈಚ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್, ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್, ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ, ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್ ವೇಸ್. ತಕ್ಕಡಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳು ಬೇರೆ 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 ಬೇರೆ. ಈಗ ಬಂದಿರೋದು 1 kg 2 kg ಎಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ SI ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಈಗ. ಆಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಇಡೀ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬ ರಾಜ್ಯಂಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಅಳತೆಗೋಲು, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸು, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಇದು. ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು plan out how to defeat each kings, how to enter into those places and do their market, how to establish puppet governments. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳೋ ಥರ ರಾಜನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇತ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ದ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್. ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಹಾರು, ಒರಿಸ್ಸಾ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದು ಬೆಂಗಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ವೆಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಮಣಿಪುರು, ಮಿಜೋರಾಮು, ಒಡಿಸ್ಸಾ, ಬಿಹಾರ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇದು ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇವ್ರು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಯಾರು, ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟು ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಹೌ ಎಂಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ನವಾಬ್, ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಬಟ್ ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ದಸ್ತಕ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು, ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸು. ನೀನು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಈಸಿಲಿ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರು? ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ನವಾಬ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್ ನವಾಬ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ದೇ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೀಲ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೆಂಗಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲು ಹೊಸ ಒಂದು ಕಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ತಂದೆ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸಿರಾಜುದ್ದೌಲಾ ಹೆಸರು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಈ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಯಂಗ್ ಕಿಂಗ್. ಸಿರಾಜುದ್ದೌಲಾ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಯಂಗ್ ಕಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿ ಕೇಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಪವರ್. At the same time, the dastaks were also already given, dastaks license were given to the East India Company to do their business. Okay, so what happened? ಈಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷು ಆ ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಮೆನಿ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬೇಕಾಬಿಟ್ಟು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇದ್ರು. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಕೆಲವು ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ದೇ ವೇರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್, ದೇ ವೇರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೇಲ್ ದೇರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆರ್ selling. So this what happened, Indian merchants all went to Nawab Sirajuddaulah and told, what is this? ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಇದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ವಿ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಮನಿ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೇಫ್ ಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಯು, what are you doing, you are this Nawab, this British people are taking control on our market, they told it. So what happened, ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಇದರಿಂದ this anguish, ಇದು ಮೇಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗರ್, ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿರಾಜುದ್ದೌಲಾ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂತು, ಏನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಒನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸ್, corruption done by British officials. Next thing was, okay, the fort mending of fort without permission. ಮೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನುಗ್ಗೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ರಾಜನ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನುಗ್ಗೋದು, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಗನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಯಾಕೆ, ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ನಾವು ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ, ನಾಳೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಓವರ್ ಥ್ರೋ ದ ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅವರ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್? ಆ ಥರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ದ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀನು ಕ್ಯಾನಾನ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ, ನೀನೊಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದ ಕಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಆಂಗ್ರಿ. This was the second reason, mending of forts without the permission of king. Third important reason, because of this, the mending of forts, Sirajuddaulah got angry. ಈ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಏನದು ಒಂದು ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಜಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. he goes there, he takes his Nawab of Bengal Sirajuddaulah, he takes his army, he goes into that place, Fort William. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 145 ಜನ, 146 Englishmen, he captures them. Okay, then what he does, he does not give water to them, food for them for days. Because of that, 126 British people, this Englishmen, they died. So ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. This is called as the black room tragedy. ಈ black room tragedy ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಟ್ರಾಜಿಡಿಯಿಂದ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನ 126 ಜನ ಸಾಯಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಯಾ ನೀನು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ರಾಬರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೈವು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಗಲೇ ಡ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತರಕ್ಕೆ. ಬಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ 3 reasons. The first one was what? The first one was the misuse of dastaks. Second one was the mending of forts without the permission of the king. Next one, last one was the black room tragedy. The killing of 126 people without food and water by Nawab Sirajuddaulah. Okay, so this what happens, Robert Clive, okay, very cunning man, he comes into India. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೆಸರುಗಳು ಕೆಲವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಓಮಿ ಚಂದ್, ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ್ ಸೇಠ್, ಮಾಣಿ ಚಂದ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ 3-4 ಜನ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು he tries to fight back. He tries to create bring army and start fight with the Sirajuddaulah. So they will fight, they will bring an army. There is a huge fight that happens, and because of this fight, Sirajuddaulah will get defeated and he dies. ಇದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್? ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ಲ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ, ಏನು ಕಾಸು ಏನು ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ the outcomes, I told you the causes. Outcomes, what happened because of this, Sirajuddaulah got completely defeated. He was killed in the war zone. Next, there was a person called as Mir Jafar. Okay, he was the commander of the army. He was made the new Nawab of Bengal. Okay, next ಅವರೇ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅವರೇ ಹೊಸ ಕಿಂಗ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಮಿರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ನೇ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಸೆಟಪ್, ದೇ ಮೇಡ್ ಹಿಮ್ ದ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್? ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಮಿರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್. ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಅವ್ರದೇ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಓಕೆ ಇವು ನಂಗೆ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆಯಿತು ನೀವೇ ಫುಲ್ಲು ರೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ, ವಿತೌಟ್ ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇನು ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫ್ರೀಲಿ ಡೂ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಫೋರ್ಟ್ ವಿಲಿಯಮಲ್ಲಿ 126 ಜನ ಸಾಯಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನಮಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಂದರೆ ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ದುಡ್ಡೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಆ ದುಡ್ಡಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟು 17 ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 70 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್, ಏನು ಪೇ ರುಪೀಸ್ 17 ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 70 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಒಂದು ಇದಿರಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಲಂಡನ್ದು. ಸೊ ಎನಿಯೋ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಪೇ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್. ಏನು ದ ವಾರ್ ಲೆಡ್ ಏನು ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸು lack of unity, outcomes in the lack of unity got exposed. See, this war brought out immorality, lack of unity among Indians and greed of Indian businessmen. ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ ಏನು, ಇದರಿಂದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಗ್ರೀಡ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ವಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಹೌ ಗ್ರೀಡಿ ದೇ ವೇರ್, ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಟಿ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, Mir Jafar was made the new Nawab of Bengal, and Mir Jafar gave an exclusive rights, ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ. ಹಿ ಗೇವ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಪೇ ದ ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ ಟು ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೆ ಕಿಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ ವಿಲಿಯಂ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಆದರೂ. ಇದೊಂಥರ ಕತೆ ಥರ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಡ್ ಒನ್ಸ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನೌ. Next, after this, what happened? Next, we'll go to the far. That is Battle of Buxar. After a few days, now Mir Jafar was the king. He was the authorized by, he was a puppet king of the British. So what happened? After a few days, they found out that Mir Jafar is not properly doing his rule. So what they did? They immediately brought new king with a nephew of Mir Jafar, is Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim anta wasum tagombartare. Okay, he became the king of. Now, next time, what I'm telling now, the reasons, now I'm telling the reasons of Battle of Buxar. Buxar next ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಏನು? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ದ Mir Qasim was not the king. Few days on loyal ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. He was loyal for few days. Then after what happened? He slowly, because of after few days what happened? Okay, he will declare himself. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನೇ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು. ನಂಗೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತು ಅಂತ. Mir Qasim ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರೇ ಕೂರಿಸಿದ್ದು, ಇವನು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತು ಅಂತ ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ರೆಬೆಲ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ದಟ್ ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಾಗೇನು ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಆಗಿರೋ ಕಾರಣಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗೇನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಲಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ಅವರ್ Mir Qasim, he joins himself with two other people. Okay, that was Mughal ruler Shah Alam II. Okay, Mughal ruler Shah Alam II and Nawab of Oudh, Sujaud Dawla. ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ನಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. Mir Qasim ಇಬ್ಬರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರು? Shah Alam II, Nawab of Oudh. He joins with these both people. Okay, and he will start fighting against the British at a place called as Buxar. Okay, so because again same thing, they lost everything, the war was lost because English they were very industrial revolution ಇಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಮನಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. they were called the ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮುಳುಗದ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್ ದೇ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ದೇ ವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮುಳುಗದ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಸನ್ ನೆವರ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಅಂತ. ಯಾರಾದ್ರು RRR ಮೂವಿ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲೋಗನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಸನ್ ನೆವರ್ ಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಎನಿವೇರ್, ದ ಸನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ನೆವರ್ ಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ರಕ್ತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸು ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನು ದೇ ಬ್ರೋಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂತ. So anyhow, so Mir Qasim entered into the he entered with agreements with Shah Alam II, Mughal ruler, and Nawab of Oudh, Sujaud Dawla. All three together they fought against the British at Buxar. So they get defeated. Okay, Mir Qasim also gets surrender. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಏನೇನು ರೀಸನ್, ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಸ್ತಕ್ಸ್. Okay, and there were many Indian merchants, they wanted they were losing their market because of British market. Okay, they wanted them to go, wanted the Mir Qasim to go for war. Okay, and Mir Qasim, along with these two people, Shuja-ud-Dawla, Nawab of Oudh, and Shah Alam II, Mughal emperor, all these three people, they led the war against British and they lost in the Buxar. ಇದರ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಏನು? ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಇವಾಗ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ವಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ದುಡ್ಡು ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಆಯಿತಾ. ವಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಕ್ಷಮಾಪಣೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಪೆಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ದುಡ್ಡೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸಿಯರ್ ಶಾ ಆಲಂ II ಅಕಾರ್ಡೆಡ್ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್. ಶಾ ಆಲಂ II ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ, ನನ್ನ ಆಯಿತು ಬನ್ನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೋದು ಅಂತ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಶಾ ಆಲಂ II. ಯಾರು ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅವನು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಶಾ ಆಲಂ II ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ವಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ 26 lakhs, ಆಗ 26 lakhs, ಇವಾಗಲೇ ಕಷ್ಟ, 26 lakhs he had to give 26 lakhs as compensation. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ನಾವು ಆಫ್ ಔದ್, ಹಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಔದ್ ನಾವು ವಿನೋಬ ಇದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಕೂಡ 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ಯಾರು 50 lakh, ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಮಿರ್ ಜಾಫರು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಮಿರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ನು ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಇವನು ಮಿರ್ ಕಾಸಿಮ್ ಸತ್ತೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಿರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ ಅವಾಗಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅವರೇ ಇಳಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇ ಇಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಿರ್ ಕಾಸಿಮ್ ತಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಿರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆತ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಅವ್ನ ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಂಡ್ ದುಡ್ಡೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಣ್ಣಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸೊ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ನ ದೇ ವಿಲ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್, ದಟ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್, ದ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮುಂಬೈ ಅಥವಾ ಮರಾಠ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಈ ಥರ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸು, ಶಾ ಆಲಂ II ಮತ್ತು ನವಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಔದ್, ಅವ್ನು 50 ಲಕ್ಷ, 26 ಲಕ್ಷ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಶಾ ಆಲಂ II. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಮಿರ್ ಕಾಸಿಮ್, ಹಿ ಡೈಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಡೆತ್ his son was given some compensation. Entire Bengal province came under British. Okay, then next ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷು, they get entire control over the trade and business. ಸೊ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್ದು ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಓದಿ, ಇದು ಎರಡು ವಾರದ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಕತೆ ಥರ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ನೇಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಕ್ಸರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸಿ, ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್, ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ನೋ. ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ either one in 3 marks or 2 marks it might come. Okay, so ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, so today I have revised some portions, still there are many 2 marks, will again revise, will continue. So I hope you got a certain idea, that you got a confidence to write by listening this. So please comment if any improvement is needed. Definitely I will try to improve. So kindly subscribe, share ಮಾಡಿ, and thank you.